So you don't necessarily know what you're putting yourself into at that time. But then when you sit back and you think about it, you realize, oh wait, I did that and I'm so good at this right now, right?
Hello, my people, and welcome to another edition of Sit, Sip, and Chat. My name is Glenda York of GCY Initiative, and Sit, Sip, and Chat is basically where we sit with different persons in the community. We have a chat with them about what they have going on, and in between, we have a sip or two. This is possibly my favorite part. Now, you guys feel free to have a sip of your own. Today, I am talking to Miss Paula Gordon of Essence and Mind. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you guys know how this goes. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about Paula, and then we're going to talk about where we are. So Paula Gordon is the holder of a bachelor's degree in business administration, a mother, a loyal GB employee. She wanted me to mention that part. She ain't afraid of it, okay? Okay. A former member of the St. Martin Carnival Development Foundation, or S3E5, and the Miss Mature of 2013. Now, this part is important because when she got the crown in 2013, it solidified her love of pageants that she already had. It drove her to become a consultant and chaperone for several queens representing St. Martin on the island and regionally. And then after 8 years of serving with the S3E5, Paula decided to shift her focus and founded Essence and Mind Foundation, which is an empowering organization dedicated to helping young ladies and women discover their potential through pageantry and a variety of workshops. And last year, Essence and Mind had their first, it was last year, correct?
Yes.
Had their first swimsuit pageant, Essence and Mind Swimsuit Pageant 2023, which was very much well attended. The girls was up there doing their things. They were not afraid. They came and they did it. And this year, they're going to have the pageant again on October 20th, right here on St. Martin.
Yes.
I got all the details.
You got all the details right.
Okay, good. And before we go even further, we're going to talk about where we are, guys. You see the background, you know where we are. We are here again at Great Bay Media. If you are a big business, small business, and you need those visuals, Great Bay Media Studios is here to help you. If you are creative, looking for a space to just get your thoughts out there visually or to help expand on your concept, Great Bay Media Studios is here to assist you. And if you would like to contact Great Bay Media Studios, you can contact them at greatbaymedia@gmail.com, or you can give them a call at +1 721 542 7857. Guys, make sure you contact them, and when you do, let them know you heard about them at Sit, Sip, and Chat so that they can know that I'm putting in some work.
That's right.
Okay? And with that, we're going to go right into our chat with Miss Paula Gordon.
Thank you so much, Glenda, for having me. I should let you introduce me all the time.
Whenever you're ready.
Those words came off so well off of your tongue. Thank you so, so much.
Of course, of course. So, I know Paula. I know Paula for a long time.
Very long time. We went to USM together. Yes.
Okay, so for people that think they know Paula because you're a popular face on the island, but don't really, let them know who Paula is and what you're about.
So as you said, my name is Paula Gordon in your introduction. I was born on the island of St. Kitts. I came to St. Martin when I was 1.5 years old. I went to school here on the front side. A couple years later, I went back to St. Kitts. I went to primary school, and then in 1989, I moved back to St. Martin, and I've been here since. This is home. Although you guys see me rep St. Kitts, that's my identity. It's who I am. But St. Martin is also the island that made me the person that I am today. I went to school here, my high school. I also went to university, and I also got my bachelor's degree here on St. Martin, but through the University of Curacao. Mm-hmm. I am 47 years old, and I have a daughter that is going to be 27 in December. She's an amazing young lady. Anybody that knows me knows that my daughter is my heart. I send her off to school. She is a bachelor also holder in journalism. So she's part of your family also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's who I am. I work at NVGEBE. I actually love working at GB. It's a company that, actually also taught me, other than the business side, I know a lot when it comes to certain technical. I'm not very technical, but some of the knowledge and the jargon.
You
I
have
can
a better
speak.
understanding.
Yes, I have a better understanding. And, it's my job, my responsibility to educate the public. Right now, we're going through this. Not about you. We're going through our own dilemma. So the education process is a little bit harder because of the what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but I've been working there for the past 17 years. I first started out as an executive secretary, and then I went into the distribution department. And then 14 years ago, I got a transfer to the corporate communication department.
Okay.
Yes, which
You've been busy.
Yes, I've been a very busy girl. And now, since we've had the energy crisis that we've had, I've had the chance to work directly with the wonderful men at the power plant in the control room.
Oh, nice.
So, yes.
So there's a variety of things
There is
happening.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to get back. We're going
Bring it back to that.
Because we hear about essence of mind, but that's some
Yes.
good information for the people to have.
I mean, we need to have, I guess, a 3-part series or 4-part
Whenever
series
you're
of
ready,
this.
huh? Whenever
But,
you're ready.
speaking of Great Bay Media and what you explained, I mean, it's good that you can have a local company where you can come in, and there are people on the island that, want to talk about content and want to be creative with some of the things that they do, and they have nowhere to go, or they don't know where to go, or it's over the top their budget. And I'm not saying that Great Bay Media, you only come here because it's affordable, but the people that are in the studio itself, they're very great people to work with.
Yeah,
So I'm very
because they
thankful for that.
understand what it is
Yes.
to create that content and to put in the work to what goes on to create the entire thing. I appreciate that plug though.
Thank you.
So then coming back to you, mentioned you moved here from St. Kitts and then you went back. Tell me 2 of your favorite things about St. Kitts.
My family, that's the most important thing. My dad still lives in St. Kitts along with my sisters and brothers.
Okay.
So family is very important to me. And carnival. Carnival, music, Sugar City.
I really think that anybody that knows Paula, that's seen Paula, knows that is what Paula's about. St. Kitts and Carnival, and GB.
Yes, but St. Kitts is a really beautiful island. Going back home this past summer, it kind of opened my eye to like, oh my gosh, the development of the island itself. St. Kitts is the roads, the infrastructure.
Okay, I haven't been in a while, so I need to go
the
back.
farming. My dad is a farmer, so he took me around to see the different farms, and it's a really nice island to visit.
Oh, nice.
So apart from going home for Carnival in Juve morning, you can go home just to relax also. And when you go to St. Kitts, you have to go over to Nevis. Yes.
Okay. So we get a handful of Paula. This is Paula in a nutshell.
Yes.
We're going to go into the other side of Paula, the businesswoman, the motivating the young women to be their best selves, Paula. We're going to get there in a bit. We're going to have a sip. We're going to come back and we're going to talk to you some more.
New episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on TV 15 and across our social media platforms.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? But sorry, no sir. They got this game tonight and I can't miss it. Me and my boy, we gotta watch the game, you know. So I bringing this in. You check? Alright, let me watch your leg. Watch your leg.
Sir, sorry. Why so difficult? Look, I'm watching TV here on my phone with the Tell TV Plus app. You really gotta upgrade.
Okay, so Miss, tell me about the Tel TV Plus. I gotta hear about this.
Okay. So once you apply for Tel TV Plus,
Okay.
you can enjoy it anytime on the go.
Anytime.
Anytime.
On the go?
On the go. You simply download the app, log into your account at any time, sit back and enjoy. You will never have to miss your match.
Yo, bus driver, take me back to tell him now, please.
And we are back, my people. We are still here with Miss Paula Gordon of Essence and Mind. And before we get to talk about the foundation, I did want to touch on your experience at USM, because anyone that does tertiary education, I like to touch on that just for anyone that's watching so that they can know their options, know what the experience may or may not be like. So tell us about your experience at USM getting your bachelor's degree.
So I started university not as a student, but I started university as an employee.
That's true.
Yes. I started as the executive secretary to Mrs. Josiane Fleming. In 1999, there was a hurricane. I can't remember the name of it. And they needed someone to come in because all the files had gotten destroyed, and they needed someone to come in to take care of all the files. And then, so I came in as that, as someone who was going to salvage all the files, you know, go through them and photocopy. And then her secretary at that time left and went back to Angola, and she needed a secretary. And she saw how hardworking I was, how determined I was, and she asked me to join the team. And I joined the team as an employee, as the executive secretary to Josiane. So that started my my journey to University of St. Martin. Being an employee of university, I had the best of both worlds because I went to school for free. Employees,
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
they have that incentive where as an employee you can go to school. So I never really had the thought to go to college, to be honest, or to
Okay.
go to university. But when I started USM and I saw all the younger people that I saw around the neighborhood, or some of them that I went to school with, I was like, oh, okay, I can definitely do this, because I already had my with what I didn't mention in the first segment is that I went to United States and I had finished my high school there. So when I came back home, I started at USM, and then I started my education level. I graduated with my associate's degree in business. And then after that, I moved on and I got my bachelor's degree at university, but through the University of Curacao.
Okay.
Where we had it was actually a pilot project that they were doing. And I think it was maybe 20-something students.
Okay.
And we graduated with our bachelor's, the first group that graduated with a bachelor's of applied science in business administration. Yes.
So you was part of the fresh ones? and
Yes,
tested?
I was.
And how was the experience?
The experience was really good. So my associate, it was really nice. I mean, I was kind of always the older one in the class because they had, young people were coming in right after high school. That's the reason why I think that kind of motivated me to be the big sister always, or the big auntie.
Really?
Most of the time.
Truly?
I want to believe that that's where it kind of started. And then during my bachelor's degree, that was different because the instructors had to come from Curacao to St. Martin every couple of weeks, and they taught us it was like a very intense weekend or week of classes. It was really, really intense. I did not graduate the first, so we had like 20 students. I think 17 of them graduated, let's say 2015, and me and a couple of other students, we graduated 2016. Sometimes when you fool around and you play around, your mom is home, like really, really pissed off at you. And you're like the class clown a little bit. Don't do that at home, kids. And so I graduated with my bachelor's degree, in 2016. Yes.
All right. So then overall it was a good experience.
It was both associates
And
and
the
bachelor's.
bachelor's.
Even though they were very different, it was an overall great experience at the university. And I would encourage anybody to go to school, to go to college, to go to university. Sometimes we all want to go off island and go to to the United States or to Europe or whatever, and we can't afford it. But our very own local universities
There's
here,
options at home.
Yes, definitely a huge option. And some of us who are prominent in the community. We were fortunate to
Just came from USM.
yes, to go to university
Okay.
and to be taught by some of the best local instructors at University of St. Martin.
Okay.
Yeah.
USM, sponsor. It's okay. Okay. So then because I just wanted to make sure get that part in. So then we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna go talk about Carnival because you were part of the SCDF. I think we came in at the same
We
time,
actually
right?
went in the same time
Okay.
together as the media team. We need to let people know we're not new to this, okay?
No.
Yes.
Because I had Alston on last year, and we talked about that was the first time that I worked with Alston was through the media team.
Yes.
This was another member of the media
Yes.
team. If you didn't watch the Alston interview, go back, check that out so you can understand what I'm talking about. So we came in at the same time. I think I stayed for a year or two.
Yes, I think 2 years.
2 years, and then afterwards life happened, and I decided to and then life happened, and then I decided to.
We'll tell you what life was.
But then you advanced though. You
Yes.
became a board member
Yes, I did.
at the SCDF. How was that behind the scenes? So because first it's going to Carnival, then there's participating in the Carnival through the media team. So you're now part of it, but you're a decision maker, let's say. Then you was part of the board. How was it behind the scenes having to make tough decisions to make Carnival a success?
Listen, to put on a festival such as Carnival every single year, let me tell you guys, it literally takes 365 days. It does. From the day Carnival finish,
You
the day
start
right
again.
after, we start right after. It's a very, very amazing group of people to work with. It's also very tough because sometimes you make unpopular decisions that people don't necessarily like or people are not necessarily okay with. I don't want to talk too much about SCDF itself because I'm no longer a board member, although I'm still affiliated with them through pageantry. But I think as the largest festival that happens on this island, I think it needs more sponsorship. Okay? It needs a lot more sponsorship. And, they do a very good job with what they have.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if they had more to do more marketing, to put on even better shows? The shows are really, really good. I was fortunate enough to hold several positions within SCDF. As you mentioned, came in as a media team, advanced to backstage manager for most of the local shows and all of the international shows at that time that SCDF would have held. I was a backstage manager. If anybody knows the SCDF, you know that we start on time and we end on time. So all shows would start 8 p.m. on the dot and finish 2, 3 o'clock, depending on what the permit
was.
Yes. So with that, with me being part of that, sometimes we don't understand that put me in the position that I am today in order to be able to do my own production, right? So you don't necessarily know what you're putting yourself into at that time, but then when you sit back and you think about it, you realize, oh wait, I did that and I'm so good at this right now, right? Let's sit to that. And then after that became a board member, and as you said, certain decisions are made, everybody's not happy, but SCDF manages every single year to put on a carnival, sometimes 21 days.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time, but we have one of the longest carnivals in the Caribbean, okay? And they put that on, and they do a very, very good job.
They do?
Yes, they do a good job. I stayed for about 8 or 9 years, and then I transitioned into Essence of Mind. Yes.
Okay. So what do you miss about Carnival or being part of the SCDF?
Okay, let me tell you what I don't miss. I don't miss the 24 hours because literally you're working 24 hours
during Carnival.
all day. Yes, as a member and as a board member, even sometimes as just a regular committee member, you're working 24 hours where you're there from early morning until the next morning, right? So I don't miss that. But what I do miss is the people. I miss being around the board. I miss, walking through the village all the time. I miss working with the artists. I miss, making sure that the production that you see is an amazing production, and you can say S3F did that, not Paula, because it doesn't. Even though I was a backstage manager, it didn't take only me. It took a team.
Exactly.
Because I worked with another young lady, Miss Kiana, and we together we made sure that we were able to put on an amazing, amazing production. So I do miss that a lot. But as I mentioned, being part of Essence and Mind, it allowed me to now have that opportunity to still continue.
So we're going to talk about her other team. She leave one team, she then went to make her own team
Yes.
somewhere else, and when we come back, we'll talk about that team. Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the late night show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the late night show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in
Make sure to tune in to the late night.
and Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late night.
Yo! Be the first.
And we are back. We are still sitting with Paula Gordon of Essence and Mind. And now we're going to talk about Essence and Mind itself.
Yes.
We talk about everything else. We're going to talk about Essence and Mind. So, first off, what made you want to now branch off from STDF and start your own not pageant show, but something to empower women, and then decided to go into the swimsuit pageant?
Right. So, being a member of SCDF, I had the opportunity to head the pageants. Although I'm still working with them now that I'm outside of Carnival. But I realized like it wasn't to the standard that I would have want pageants to be. I'm not saying it's not good, it's really good, but I saw that we could have done a lot more. And sometimes you're part of a foundation and you have to follow their rules and regulations. So I had to follow them, and being outside, whenever they call me inside to do whatever, I have to do their thing. But with Essence and Mind, I wanted to create something that was totally different. I actually thought outside of the box. I did not want it to be the traditional pageant. So I stepped outside and I thought, let me do a swimsuit pageant, but following the traditional trend of pageants.
Okay.
So when I say that, is that we have 4 segments. We have the same question. We have question and answer. We have the we have the cultural wear. We have the creative wear, and we have the glitz and glam, which is what we call the evening wear of the swimsuit pageant. Yes. So that's where they go and they do all the bling and they make it as spectacular and sparkly as possible. So I just wanted to step out and do something totally, totally different. And by doing that, sometimes it's a really, really scary thing to do. You're not sure how the public is going to accept it. You're not sure how it's going to go. You're not sure how the sponsors are going to receive it. But I must say that stepping away from the traditional pageants and stepping out of STDF and forming my own foundation, it was a really, really good idea.
And how was it now? Because then now everything falls on you and your foundation. There's no leaning on SCDF. You have to find the people, find the promo, marketing, sponsors, everything. So how was that putting together the production for the first Essence and Mind last year?
I want to say I was blessed. It was super easy the very first year. So I had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine she's part of the circle that I call Circle of Friends. And I told her the October before, I want to do something and I'm not sure what I want to do. But I knew what I wanted, but I wasn't sure to go about it. And she sat me down for about 2 hours, Melissa Boseman, plug. We had that conversation and she said, if you want to do it, go and do it. I got you. I'll definitely support you as much as I can in terms of, telling you what what you have to do, what you have to follow,
Okay.
and so forth and so
Because
forth.
she's also in event planning.
She's in event planning. And January 1st, I woke up, well, I had Super, another part of my circle. I had Super design my flyer in November, and I wasn't sure when I was going to post it. And on January 1st, 2023, I got up early in the morning, and God said, as cliche as it may sound, it's true, post the flyer. I posted the flyer, and within a week, I had 6 young ladies that had registered. And I didn't want any more than 6. I only wanted 6 because I wanted to be able to make sure that prizes, you'll be able to give them their prizes. You'll be able to manage the amount of young ladies you have, the place that you were going to hold a pageant, stepping away from a foundation that, have their own,
It's already established,
on the ground. You need money to do certain things, but I knew that I had to prove myself to certain people. I have to prove myself to certain sponsors. So we took on every single financial injection that we had to do with the pageant, and we paid for everything. I did have a couple of 2 sponsors that came in, and they managed to, do the payment for the young ladies. They took care of that, but everything else we did on our own. The place, the prizes, the trophies, and we did have sponsors that come in to give us the in-kind donation. So very thankful to them. But it was a lot of work. It was a lot of finances. Did we make a profit? Absolutely not. But did we care? No, it wasn't the idea. The idea was to make sure that you start right now, because I thought that if I had sat back and, wait another year or wait, I would have never, ever gone out.
Actually done it, because the longer you wait, the easier it is to forget it, and then it just
and now because we were able to start last year, we had the pageant was March 11th, and we had 6 young ladies, and it was a full house.
Yes,
thankful
it was.
to all the supporters and the young ladies, all their followers that came to the show, and they still were able. They were putting on Essence and Mind swimsuit pageant year 2.
And 6 young ladies again?
We have 6 young ladies.
Okay, so
we don't want to go over 6. That is I don't want to go over 6. If you look within the Caribbean islands, and that's what I did. I did a lot of research. An international show is different to your local show. And within the Caribbean islands, most of the islands, they do 6. Again, we talked about me being from St. Kitts in the first segment. And I used St. Kitts as a guide in order to be able to say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I would like to expound on. This is exactly what, what I would love for Essence and Mind to be, or a little bit more. And I use them as a guide. And because I use them as a guide, I kind of were following a lot of the trends that they were doing. So
who are the young ladies that you have in the pageant this year?
You want me to name them?
Yes, name them.
Okay, so
if you can remember others.
I have Oceane Clark, Nashika Bryan, Nakira Elidor, Mizzy Pantaflet, Michaela Richards, and I'm missing one person that you just put me on the spot, and that is they're going to kill me. But it's 6 of them. I can't remember the last one.
We'll look it up and then we'll just put up a picture.
Your name is going to be right here.
Somewhere, yes. So then when last year on finished, you said it was in March. How quickly did you find the next set of girls afterwards?
We wanted to do the International Essence and Mind swimsuit pageant in October, but of course funding, we couldn't afford it.
Okay.
So this year, because SCDF and I have a great working relationship, we were going to do Essence and Mind in March again, which was going to be around Women International Day, which is what we want to always do, right? But SCDF then came up with their Caribbean pageant. And because they came with a Caribbean pageant, they asked Essence and Mind to be the production team. So we were responsible to put on the entire Caribbean pageant, where we had, I believe it was 9 or 11 young ladies that came to St. Martin. Yes. So we had to put that off a little bit, put it on a standstill. But right after Carnival, we were able to put out our flyer, and we, again, got 6 young ladies within no time.
Nice.
I do have a recruiting officer. Her name is Deshane Matthew York. You may know the young lady.
I may know.
I'm not sure. And she's our recruiting officer, she's a 7-time pageant winner. Also 2nd runner-up for the St. Martin Carnival Caribbean pageant. And she's part of Essence and Mind, and she went out and she helped us to recruit. And that's how we were able to get 6 young ladies within 10 days, 7 days. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. So she gave us all the information. You know a little bit about Paula. and her journey to getting here. Essence of Mind is coming up in October. This is your time. Pitch it to the people. Tell them where they can find out more about Essence of Mind if they want to find out more about Paula does hide. Paula don't like to be out in the public. Tell the people about Essence and Mind, how they can find out information, how they can get information about the girls or any other information that they want to have. There's your people now.
Thank you. So Essence in Mind Year 2 is going to be held on October 20th, 2024. We're looking at the Culture Center right here on Back Street for the venue. We have 6 beautiful young ladies that is going to be vying for the title. As we mentioned before, we named them out. We did miss one. We're going to put her name somewhere around here. We're asking the public to please support us. We're also asking for any business, local business, that would like to be a part of Essence and Mind, that would like to support this amazing foundation, because it's a foundation where we empower women. And we don't only do pageants. I just want to mention that we didn't get a chance to talk about, like we mentioned earlier, we need a part 3, 4, and 5 to talk about Essence and Mind, Paula Gordon, and everything that we do. But we'll definitely love you guys to jump on board. And we look forward to seeing you. You can find us on Essence and Mind on Facebook. We also have Essence and Mind SXM on Instagram. You can follow all of our social medias. The young ladies are there, and all their socials are also promoted on our page. We'll look forward to our page being increased because you saw us here first. And thank you guys so much for having me.
And there you have it, people. It was that simple. We sat with Paula. She told us all about herself and about Essence and Mind. Definitely make sure you follow them on social media. You check out the Essence and Mind pageant in October if you are on the island, and pay attention just in case they live stream. I don't know what they're doing, but I just
we will be live streaming.
Okay.
Yes.
So either which way you could catch the pageant, make sure you check it out, support them, support the young ladies, and have a sip or two in the meantime. Until the next one, my people.